Oh, hi everyone, it's Linda Morrison here and Trudy Pavlovsky.
Hi.
We're going to talk about video today and the importance in using video in your business. Trudy actually helps female entrepreneurs share their message to the world and get really clear in their businesses and help them to get really confident around their skills around video. Video has been fabulous for me. Hey, there's some people in here. Hi. Video has been fabulous for me in my business. I was very prevalent and consistent with video since my online start about 4 years ago. So I'm a big advocate of it and getting really connected to your audiences to share your message and your skills, especially as the coaches that I work with. And I'm really happy. There you go. We are live. I'm really happy to share some points here today and get Trudy to talk you through so that you can feel better about going live to video on Facebook and beyond. So over to you, my love.
Thank you so much for having me here today, Linda. I am very passionate about people sharing their message. And if you're not going live, if you're not using video, you're so going to get left behind. And Linda and I were talking the other day and we were exploring the reasons why people don't. And I've done heaps of training, and same as Linda, we make it look really easy. But here's some things that after having a conversation with Linda that I put together to get you thinking about and hopefully taking action on going live. Now, the biggest thing is preparation. And I don't know about you, Linda, I see all these people that look like they do these really spontaneous lives. And I'm sure a lot of them are really spontaneous because they look it. We'll talk about that through this live. But if you're prepared, that is one of the biggest ways to remove fear or discomfort or uncertainty, because your brain wants to keep you safe. And if you've never done it before, your brain is going to create all these reasons why you can't. So preparation is the biggest thing. Being prepared around who you're talking to, understanding your niche, what it is that you actually want to share with people, and being really clear in your mind before you even start. And I'm a huge person. The more you niche, the easier it is to message, the easier it is to share your content because you're creating it for a very specific audience. And I'm sure you hear that from Linda as well.
Very much so, yes.
And even in that, so after you've done a few lives, they flow quite naturally. But if you don't have a structure to begin with, that's when you get all stumbly and I don't know what to say, and you start stuttering over your words. So I've got a really simple structure for you today. Practice your intro and your outro, because that's the first step of the live, and then when it's finished and you've done your outro, you know that it's done. So when you've got that intro, you've actually removed the first block in your hindbrain to give you the confidence to do it, because your brain knows this is what I say when I go live. So I love brain stuff. I'm a bit of a brain nerd. So
I love it too.
Yeah, and just having those points, being very clear, having that structure just makes it easy. Now, Linda and I have had a few behind the scene little intense conversations about presentation and backgrounds and things like that with lives, and people just rolling on out of bed and then asking you to buy their $2,500, $10,000 product. We think presentation is actually important as well as your background. So we've set up a little bit of a desk here, popped some flowers, it looks nice. We've done our hair, popped on a little bit of makeup, dressed nicely, because in all of your videos, you want to build trust. You want to build connection. And if your audience trusts that you're the authority, you know what you're talking about, you care enough about yourself and enough about them, remember, it's all about them, enough about them to present yourself well, unconsciously, they're already on your team and starting to go, hey, this is somebody that I can trust to work with, who's going to look after me. Because that conversation we had about people who do lives and fall apart all over the internet and then say, buy my high ticket product. I understand people want to be authentic and be real, but that's not going to inspire confidence in me if I'm quietly worried that you might fall apart and abandon me mid-course.
So this happens a lot with the coaching audiences that I look after in the Online Coach Accelerator course, where they're coaches whom are trainers and they're out there doing it. And quite often we do get a bit rough around the edges after you've been training clients for a couple of hours, but it doesn't always mean that when you do go live and you've got an information to impart and some points to teach your audiences across the world, which is what we've got access to here online on the internet, that you can't smarten yourself up for a moment to teach what you need to teach, and then go back to the rest of the day. Everyone knows that you're not always perfect, and you're certainly not. I'm certainly not in my lives, but I do try to make an effort to not look like I've just done an hour's workout prior to launching online, where I really do want to connect, and there's less for their brain to get through, is what she's trying to talk about. She looks like she has just run a marathon. I may have, with my ruddy cheeks. So it is actually, all these things are very important. Take your business seriously, for sure.
And it's part of that presentation and that background. And how do you want to be perceived? What do you want your clients to take away from that time with you? And it ties back into preparation. So what's my point? What's the content? What's the value for them? Are they really going to get value by knowing that I've just done a 1 hour workout? How does that add to their lives? And with background and equipment, at the moment we're in my studio, we've got softbox lights on, we've staged the background quite nicely. If you don't have access to these things yet, set up a dedicated space to do your lives from. Nice and clean, tidy, nothing too distracting in the background. You may want to invest in a backdrop at some stage. As long as you have a consistent background, that's another way to unconsciously build that know, like, trust factor. You're reliable and you're consistent. And people may think, consciously in their mind that it doesn't matter. But when you're working with people and you want to reassure them that you're the right person for them, and they're going to be investing a lot of money with you, you want to do everything you can to set yourself up as the authority, as that person who knows, that person who cares, and takes the time for them. And now I've touched on equipment, so you can't sort of see around you the lights, and you can see we've got a backdrop and everything. I would suggest, if you're going to be doing a lot of lives, have a look at your lighting, find the dedicated space, test your camera out for sound. So we're quite confident in how we speak, so we're very good at projecting our voices. But if you are worried about the sound, I suggest you get a little lapel mic that you can attach into your phone as well. And if you're doing lives outside where there is a lot of noise, you're definitely going to need a lapel mic. Now, I know a lot of people use their headset mics from their iPhones, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think if you want to raise your production values a little bit, and that's something I work with people at a bit more of an advanced level, start planning and investing in those things now. So you can get little spotlights and things. They're not expensive.
Yeah, I think the sound is really important, because I know I won't listen to sound that I can't hear or it's interrupted by, and I know this is a general rule as well, by wind, etc. I'll shut it down straight away, so I won't hear the message, won't even watch the video. The other thing is be aware of your voice, because I also am very I must be very auditory, because I won't
sound is everything.
Yeah, I won't listen to a voice that isn't really nice and doesn't have that sort of authority in terms of what they're actually saying. And I do know that people enjoy the sound of my voice, which is great. Thanks, Mum, for the voice. But I think it's very, very important in that extending that whole presentation. So it might not just be your hair and your outfit or your red lipstick. It's the way that you actually speak as well, and that warmth in your voice, etc. And it does take practice. I totally acknowledge that. But the other thing is that you there is a warmth in what you're trying to deliver, and that's why we are here. We're not here for ourselves necessarily. We're here to actually impart the great information that we have, in our businesses. And so you do want those people listening longer to take your message in, because they will take quite a few goes at listening to you before they'll feel confident enough generally to reach out to use your services, no matter what.
Yeah. And with the voice thing as well, that ties back into your preparation. If you and who you're talking to. So Linda and I, we know who our niches are. We know who the people are we want to work with. So that automatically sets us up mentally to be having a conversation. So in the preparation space, before you go live, if you're like, this is my ideal client. Some people go as far to really build an avatar of an individual and give them a name. This can help. Think about who they are. Imagine you're having a conversation with them. It really, that's where you're going to get the warmth as well. Because I'm sitting here thinking of my ideal client. Her name's Sally. She's awesome. She works hard. She's got this beautiful message. And I'm so excited to be able to help her with that, because then that's my purpose and my mission as well being completed. So then that adds that natural warmth and excitement too. So there's another little tip.
Awesome. Well, your avatar or ideal client is Sally. Mine's Karen. Oh, so they probably know each other.
Yeah, they probably hang out.
Awesome. And my sister's name's Trudy, so that's really easy for me.
I'm so glad her name's Trudy, because that helped me stand out.
That's why I talked to Trudy first up. So, is that all the points for today, just for today? Because we can do more.
They're the sort of basics, points to start considering and thinking, like preparation and knowing your niche and having a bit of structure around it is a huge part of that mental game of preparing for your live. And your presentation and your background and your equipment, they're the icing on the cake that really helps build that know, like, trust factor. Because I just want you to imagine if we had have turned up, we hadn't brushed our hair, we were in a bathrobe or in dirty clothes, and we were talking like robots, would this have been a live that you would have actually really wanted to watch? Probably not. So they're the key things to start thinking about.
Something to think about.
Thank you so much, Trudy.
Thanks for having me.
Please ask questions underneath this stream, and we'll get back to them. We'll share this. I'll share this onto my business groups, and so will you, I hope. My course is the Online Coach Accelerator. People are onboarding for that at the moment. If you are someone who wants to go and bring their business, bricks and mortar or other services online, and they don't really know exactly how to do it, then that's our course. One of the weeks is video, and Trudy extends a lot of my my teachings and my work in there with her services. So when you get to that stage, by all means, it's really, really important. Video is gold. Many say that 84% of what's being looked at or watched on social media is video, or online is video. So it's not going away. So we need to get really, really prevalent of it to get you noticed within your businesses, but also to get great messages out to the world and your services out to the world. Thanks for your time, beautiful.
Thank you so much.
See you guys. Bye.
Now I can't hit the finish button.